So I want to talk about hiring an assistant. Now, when we are thinking about hiring an assistant, maybe because we don't want to shampoo everyone anymore, we just want to do the styling portion, or we need someone who is going to answer the phones, take out the trash, clean the salon. When we're thinking about hiring an assistant, we need to understand what we want from the assistant first. Is it going to be more like an administrative assistant, but that also helps with cleaning, or do you want your assistant to do anything hair related? Now, I will say to separate the two. If it's going to be an administrative assistant, kind of keep them in that. And if it's going to be someone that you want to shampoo, you want them to detangle, take down rods, then keep them in that realm too. And they can also answer the phones and clean as well. But one thing I want you to think about is having a plan and always wanting to have intentions of developing the person that you're hiring. So let's say we're going to the route of them shampooing hair, detangling, taking out rods, right? The turnaround rate for assistants are always high if you don't have a plan for them, if you aren't actually developing them into something, higher level than an assistant, and if you aren't actually training them. There's no actual training schedule. So when you are hiring an assistant, number one, I will definitely say that they should have a license or almost about to get one. Like they're in their like last month or 3 months of graduating or something like that. And the reason why I say that is because one of the goals, because no one wants to be an assistant forever, one of the goals for someone like that would be that they eventually want to take clients. So you want that assistant to grow with you so that you're growing your business and later on they can become a commissioned stylist, but you also are going to keep that person in your business and it won't be a turnaround because you've developed them, you've trained them, and now they can take clients, right? One other thing is that you have to think about is pay. So when you are thinking about paying an assistant, think about them always having the potential to make more. If you are someone who's like, I want to pay them hourly, I want to pay them $10 an hour, and then I want to allow my clients to give them tips. I want to pay them $3 per shampoo that they do. If a client comes in and they are getting a steam only with nothing else, I want to give that to my assistant and allow them to make a commission off of it. You want to see what's going to be the base rate of their pay, if that's hourly. Then you want them to be able to have like daily ways that they can make more money, like the shampooing or the taking the a la carte treatments. Then you always want them to have the potential to make more. And that just means that you're going from an assistant to now you are I don't know, a junior stylist or something like that. So you're going from hourly to now you're making 45% commission. Always have those different tiers, those different levels, because again, being an assistant is like a revolving door. Nobody wants to be an assistant forever. And if you don't make it enticing for them to level up, they will not stay long. Another thing I want to talk about when it comes to being an assistant or hiring an assistant, not being one, is the training that I was talking about. So before you hire an assistant, you want to sit down and write all of the things that you want to train the assistant on and all of the things that you expect an assistant to have down pat before they even start with you. So for instance, when someone comes to my salon, I am training them on shampoo, product knowledge, and hair theory first, just because a lot of times when they're at the shampoo bowl, that's times where the client's asking questions about their hair. The assistant has to know, which shampoo or conditioner to use on who. So the theory and the product knowledge, all the products that we're using in the salon, and how to shampoo and what to look for and all those things, that has to be number one. In terms of the technical part of their job description, right? Not them answering phones and giving them a script. We're talking about like now they're actually with clients. So what are you going to train your assistant on, and what would be the steady pace, the schedule that you're going to train them on? Are you going to train them once a week? Are you going to train them like every Wednesday and Friday or something like that? When you're thinking about your trainings, also keep in mind that a lot of times you will be training them on your off hours. And that is because some things that you are teaching the assistant or stylist, they're not always appropriate to do in front of clients. So yes, you can correct certain things or remind an assistant about certain things in front of a client, but a lot of the base work, a lot of like, okay, we do it this way, for this reason, all of that, you don't want to take away the client's experience. So those types of things, you kind of have to go in knowing that you're going to spend some of your off hours training that assistant. One more thing about planning and trainings is to also make it a little bit fun. Like if you are, on a strict training schedule with your assistant, you always want to check in with them, take them out to lunch. I don't know, like once a month, twice a month, or whatever. And that way you guys have different types of conversations. How are you feeling? Do you still feel comfortable, working here? Let's talk about, Jessica, that was crazy, right? Like, what did you learn from that, like that experience doing her shampoo? Those types of things, let them relax, let them know that you are, investing your time with them and that you actually do care. And again, that will make the assistant stay longer and feel like, okay, this can definitely be somewhere that I grow from. Now, the last thing I want to leave you with is developing the assistant. So we're not more so talking about training, we're more so talking about how will the assistant go through personal development? How will they, learn certain things about themselves? Remind themselves not to do something that you've mentioned before, and that is going to come from evaluations. So when I do my trainings for the first 3 months, I also do evaluations. So we have an email evaluation once a week for the first month. So they're literally getting an email from me at the end of every week for the first month. And then the second month, we're going down to like maybe 2 emails for the month. This is kind of when you're just reminding them about things. You always want to tell them things that they did right, not just everything that they didn't do so great, and things that they can strengthen. Like, I see the potential here, let's strengthen this. So those email evaluations are very important to do within those first 3 months. You want it to be an email so that you have a paper trail, something to refer to. If you decide it's not really working out, you can literally sit them down in a meeting and go over all of the evaluations and how they didn't correct a certain behavior or they didn't catch on to a certain task that you've been wanting them to do. So those email evaluations, right? And then the last part about developing a assistant is knowing their goals. If they're coming in like, I want to assist because I don't feel comfortable like really styling someone's hair right now, but my goal is to be a junior stylist in like the next 6 to 8 months. Knowing their goals so that you can celebrate with them and so that you can make sure you have their personal plan in mind when you want to level them up in their position at your salon. So all of those things, make sure that you have the pay structure down. Make sure that you are actually planning for those training days. I like to call it training day. Make sure that you are paying attention to the fact that you're going to have some off days that you're going into the salon and training this stylist or this assistant. Have those meetings. The meetings can be like the in-salon meetings, or you can have those lunch dates because everybody loves that. Buy them lunch, talk about, them, get to know them. And then developing, you're going to make sure that you are evaluating what they've been doing and make sure those evaluation emails are structured emails in categories like you did this well, let's work on this, and make sure you don't sound passive aggressive because it's very easy to type in a very passive aggressive way. And lastly, just note that their goals so that you have someone that will grow with you and you don't have a revolving door of assistants coming in and out of your salon. While you're thinking about all those things, make sure your mental capacity is good because training anyone takes a lot of patience. So check in with yourself. If this helped, let me know.